You just went to the pet store and bought an $80 bag of premium, highly rated dog food. You pour it into their bowl, set it on the floor, and eagerly wait. Your dog walks up, sniffs it, gives you a look of pure disgust, and walks right back to the living room to lay down. They refuse to eat. You start to panic. Are they sick? Do they hate the flavor? So you go to the fridge, grab a handful of shredded chicken or a slice of cheese, and mix it into the bowl. Suddenly your dog devours it. You sigh with relief, thinking you solved the problem. But what you don't realize is that your dog didn't just eat their dinner. Your dog just successfully trained you. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Tony Lee, your neighborhood veterinarian. Having a picky eater is one of the most frustrating and expensive problems for pet parents. We end up with 5 different half-empty bags of kibble in our pantry. But today, we are going to fix it. In this video, I'm going to explain the psychology behind the picky eater, how we accidentally cause it, and I'm going to give you my exact vet-approved steps to make your dog obsessed with their own bowl again. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Let's start with the hard truth about canine psychology. In 90% of cases, dogs are not born picky eaters. We create them. Dogs are incredibly intelligent, opportunistic scavengers. If they realize that refusing a plain bowl of dry kibble causes you to panic and bring out the premium deli meats, why would they ever eat plain kibble again? They are simply holding out for a better offer. This is a psychological concept called intermittent reinforcement. When you randomly cave in and give them human food when they skip a meal, you are teaching their brain that starving themselves is highly profitable. They think, if I just wait long enough, the steak will eventually appear. It is a battle of wills, and because we love them so much, the human almost always loses the battle. But before we talk about behavioral fixes, we must rule out one critical thing. Before you start using any tough love training methods, you must be absolutely sure that your dog's refusal to eat is behavioral and not medical. There is a massive difference between a dog who has always been picky and a dog who normally eats like a vacuum cleaner but suddenly stops eating today. If a dog with a normally great appetite refuses their food for 24 to 48 hours, they are not being stubborn. They are telling you they are in physical pain. They might have swallowed a toxic household item. They might have severe gastrointestinal inflammation, or they might have an intestinal blockage. One of the most common hidden reasons a dog stops eating hard kibble is severe dental disease. If they have a fractured molar or deep gingivitis, crunching down on a hard piece of food sends shooting pain up into their jaw. Naturally, they will walk away from the bowl or they will beg for the soft human food instead because it doesn't hurt their teeth. So, rule number 1, if the pickiness is sudden, accompanied by vomiting, lethargy, or diarrhea, take them to your vet immediately for a physical exam and blood work. But if your vet says their teeth are perfect, their blood work is clean, and they are completely healthy, then congratulations, you officially have a behavioral picky eater. Now, let's talk about how to fix it. What is the very first thing we do when our healthy dog stops eating their kibble? We go back to the pet store and buy a totally different brand. We switch from chicken flavor to salmon flavor. We switch from dry food to freeze-dried raw food. Please stop doing this. Constantly switching your dog's core diet is actually creating a massive biological problem inside their stomach. Unlike humans, who eat a varied diet of 30 different things a week, a dog's gastrointestinal tract is built to eat a highly consistent diet. Their stomach produces specific bacteria and enzymes tailored to break down the exact protein and carb sources in their current bag of food. When you panic and suddenly switch their food to a totally new brand overnight, their gut microbiome goes into shock. They don't have the right bacteria built up to digest the new ingredients. This sudden shock causes explosive diarrhea, gas, and stomach cramping. Now your dog feels nauseous. And what do dogs do when they feel nauseous? They refuse to eat. You think they hate the new salmon flavor, but in reality, they just have a stomach ache. Then you switch the brand again, restarting the vicious cycle of gastrointestinal distress. If you are going to transition to a high-quality food, do it slowly over the course of 10 days by mixing the old and new food together. Pick one high-quality, vet-approved brand and stick with it. Do not let your dog force you to play musical chairs with the pantry. All right, it is time for the toughest part of being a pet parent. Tough love. We are going to establish routine boundaries using the 15-minute rule. The days of free feeding, leaving a giant bowl of kibble out on the floor 24 hours a day, are over. Free feeding completely destroys a dog's food motivation because the food is never special. It's just always there, like furniture. Here is your new protocol. In the morning, you measure out the exact portion of food your dog needs. You place the bowl on the floor and you set a timer on your phone for exactly 15 minutes. walk away. Do not stare at your dog, do not cheer them on, and do not try to hand feed them. Ignore them. If the timer goes off and they haven't eaten it, or they just sniffed it and walked away, you calmly pick the bowl up, wrap it up, and put it back in the fridge or on the counter. The kitchen is now closed until dinner time. They get no treats, no table scraps, and no snacks all day long. When dinner time arrives 10 hours later, you put that exact same bowl down for 15 minutes. If they don't eat it, pick it up again. I know what you are thinking. Dr. Tony, my dog is going to starve. That is so cruel. Listen to me carefully. A healthy adult dog will never intentionally starve themselves. Skipping 1 or 2 meals will not hurt them physically, but it will do wonders for them psychologically. You are teaching them that food is a finite, highly valuable resource. By the morning of day 2 or day 3, their natural canine survival instincts will kick in, and when you put that bowl down, they will eat it. You must stay strong and not cave to the puppy dog eyes. Now, doing the 15-minute rule is the psychological fix. But what if we want to make the actual kibble more enticing without destroying their gut with table scraps? Let's use the biology of smell. Humans decide what to eat based on taste. Dogs decide what to eat based almost entirely on smell. A dog has roughly 300 million olfactory receptors in their nose, compared to our 6 million. When you open a bag of dry kibble that has been sitting in a cold pantry, it has almost zero aroma. To a dog's nose, cold, dry kibble smells like cardboard. We need to activate the fats inside the kibble, and the easiest, cheapest way to do that is with temperature. Take 1/4 cup of warm water. Make sure it is just comfortably warm, never boiling hot so it doesn't burn their mouth, and pour it directly over the dry kibble. Let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. The warmth softens the kibble slightly, making it easier to chew, but more importantly, the heat releases the meaty, fatty aromas trapped inside the pellet, creating a rich, gravy scent that goes straight into your dog's brain and stimulates their appetite. If you want to make it even more enticing, you can use warm, dog-safe bone broth instead of water. But remember our earlier rule, you must read the ingredients. The bone broth must have 0 salt, 0 onions, and 0 garlic. Adding this warm liquid hack, combined with the 15-minute boundary, fixes 80% of all picky eaters. But what if you really truly want to add human food to their bowl as a treat? You absolutely can, as long as you follow the 10% rule. High-quality dog food is chemically formulated to have the exact right ratio of calcium to phosphorus and specific proteins to fats. When you throw a giant piece of grilled chicken and a scoop of rice onto their kibble, you completely derail their nutritional balance, which over time leads to bone issues and organ strain. That is why any toppers you add must never exceed 10% of their total daily caloric intake. They should just be a garnish, not the main course. So what are the safest, vet-approved toppers that actually entice a picky dog without causing diarrhea? Number 1 is 100% pure canned pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. Pure pumpkin is packed with healthy fiber, it tastes incredibly sweet to a dog, and it actually helps firm up their stool. Number 2 is a small spoonful of plain, unsweetened kefir or yogurt, which adds a tart, creamy flavor and boosts their gut probiotics. Number 3 is plain, boiled, unseasoned, shredded chicken breast. Now here's the absolute most important trick if you use these toppers. Dogs are extremely clever. If you just lay a piece of chicken on top of the kibble, the picky eater will simply use their tongue to pick the chicken off the top, eat it, and walk away from the kibble. You must thoroughly mash the pumpkin or shred the chicken to the point of dust and aggressively stir it into the kibble, mixing it with that warm water we talked about. You want to coat every single piece of kibble in that flavor, making it impossible for them to separate the treat from the meal. Reversing a picky eater is going to require patience from you. You are going to have to look into those big, sad, hungry puppy dog eyes and stand your ground when the 15-minute timer goes off. I know it's hard, but remember why you are doing this. You are doing this to ensure they have a stable, nutritionally complete diet that is going to keep their organs healthy for years to come. Giving them a balanced life is the ultimate act of love. Let's review the game plan. Step 1, confirm with your vet there is no dental or stomach pain. Step 2, stop changing their kibble brands every week to protect their gut. Step 3, set a 15-minute timer, walk away, and pick the bowl up if they don't finish. And step 4, make the meal irresistible by adding a little warm water and a mashed, vet-safe topper like pumpkin. So who is the picky eater in your house? Had they successfully trained you to cook them human food every night? Tell me your story in the comments below. I've seen it all. If this masterclass gave you the confidence to fix your dog's routine, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with a fellow pet parent who is struggling at dinner time. I'm Dr. Tony Lee. Thank you for making the best choices for your pets, and I'll see you in the next video.